Coming. Hey guys! Welcome. It's Sandy, Missouri, and I am so blessed today that I have one of my favorite clients, friends, and best-selling author, Maryanne Parker here. Maryanne is an etiquette expert, which is so cool because, I have to say, Maryanne, before I met you, I really knew nothing about etiquette. And now that I've known you and we've become friends, I know quite a bit more about etiquette, and I'm still totally uncouth. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but Maryanne is she's really just a light, and she's one of my favorite people to hang around. And in spite of being an etiquette expert, she never makes you feel like you don't know something or like you should be bad for breaking the rules or anything like that. She's really quite incredible. And the things that she teaches are something that really, if you live in a world with people, you need to know. And since we all live in the world with people, even though we might not be going out right now, it's a really great thing to know. So she is the best-selling author of the Posh Overnight, the 10 Pillars of Social Etiquette. So you definitely want this book to know how to do your social etiquette. And then if you're in business, then you want the Sharpest Soft Skill, which is going to help you with your business etiquette skills. Maryanne, welcome. I gave a little run up to you, but why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and what you're doing now?
Thank you so much for inviting me. First of all, I absolutely love you, and I'm so privileged to be invited because I really love your energy from day one. That's why actually I contacted you because I was watching some videos, and we didn't really know each other. And when I found out that you're from San Diego, I said, "Oh my goodness, that's it. This is just like a destiny." So, and we clicked right away. So I'm very happy that we know each other and to see you, because we can't really see each other these days. We're just at home. So this is something like a morning party for us, having our coffee and having fun. Yes.
Yes. Cheers. I've got my water.
Yes. So what I wanted to tell you about, and actually our friends, if anyone is watching us already, why I got into the etiquette topic. First of all, I'm coming from Eastern Europe, and I wasn't brought up with a silver spoon. I didn't know much about etiquette. I never attended any afternoon tea parties or anything like that. So I was very unprepared, and I wanted to find out if I how my standards. So I came to the United States, and I'm not going to tell you my entire story because I don't want to go into it. But why I think it's very beneficial for people to know about etiquette, and why I wrote those little, very practical books. Because I know that through etiquette, business etiquette or social etiquette, you can actually get a job, maintain a job. The finances will be flowing more than before. You will be able to do so many more things about networking, about connecting with people. Listen, not everyone is going to like you, but you want to gain some kind of a respect from people. And you want to know when you make a mistake, when do you have to apologize? What should you do in life? Because I've been in a situation when I get invited. This was back before I didn't know about etiquette. I got invited and I RSVP. But the thing is that I didn't really know that the party is going to be, for example, Hawaiian theme. So I'm going as I went dressed as going to an opera. So things like that, I want people to, it is not complicated, just you need to know their rules. When you know the rules, you know how to break them.
Yeah. That's a really good point. And
I have children.
I've started excusing some of my bad behavior, like we're not eating out these days, but I learned from you that you shouldn't put the napkin at your on your here, and I do that every time because frankly I like my shirt better than the rules of etiquette. But now I know, so I announce it while I'm doing it, like, okay, I know this isn't proper etiquette, but I like my shirt.
Yes, I actually use you as an example. I tell sometimes to my clients or my friends, I said, my friend Sandy Masuri, she knows the rules, and she always says, you know what, excuse me, but I know the rules, but I really want to take care of my shirt. So when you know the rules, it's
Yes.
very different because you feel very comfortable, you feel confident. And you know what? Most people avoid high profile events for the simple reason that they feel intimidated. And why should
Wow.
you
Yeah.
miss so much money out there at the table when you can actually level up?
Yeah. Well, speaking of feeling intimidated and that's why you don't do things, that kind of brings us perfectly around to what I really want to talk to you about, which is your books.
Yes.
And so before now you're 2 books in, so I imagine that at this point you feel pretty comfortable, writing, and when you're ready, you know what you need to do. But let's go back to that first book. Did you have any fears about writing or publishing?
Yes, I had all the fears in the world, but I was so determined that I have to write a book. And that's why I think that is some kind of a destiny when I contacted you, because you made everything very simple. You told me just write the book, and from there I'll take over, because I don't really, some people want someone else to write the book, but I felt that I want to put my little examples in it, so to be more of a signature product. But I got all the help from you, which was very beneficial. So yes, from the beginning to the end, you helped me with the pictures, with many things, from anything I ask. Besides that, you were very responsive. If I send you an email, you were responding immediately. So it was very easy for me, and many things that, because I remember I'm not from here, so I didn't go to school here. I've learned English on my own. So many things I do not know. When you tell me about something, you assume that I know it, but I don't. So I felt that I'm asking a stupid question. So you might tell me, okay, let's do a copyright, or I don't even remember. And I am thinking, what is this? I'm not talking about in particular about copyright, but about certain details. And I didn't feel intimidated to ask you, actually, what is this? Because I really don't know. You explained to me nicely, so I didn't really have any fear from there.
Well, thank you. I will take
So
credit for helping guide you through the technical pieces and for taking some of the pieces that can make you want to tear your hair out. But you wrote the book, and you wrote the book really without my help. And so I want to focus a little bit on that writing process. I mean, you had this idea, okay, I'm going to write a book, and what next? I mean, for so many people, that's where it stops, right? I think the statistic, and I'm probably going to screw it up, but it's something like 83% or 87% of people want to write a book, and fewer than 2% actually do. And you did, and
oh,
not only one but two. And so I want to know, like, because I know that having a book gave you confidence, but that starting, you're looking at the blank page, you're like, okay, I want to write a book, I want to raise my profile. What was going through your head, and how did you push past that, and what did you do?
so, first of all, I am just shocked that 82% don't actually write the book, and only 2% do it. So basically, it comes to the fact that if you want to be successful, you go there and do it. And even if I don't speak proper, or I do speak proper English, but I need an editor, I need a little bit of help. So I decided that I'm going to do one book about business etiquette and one book about social etiquette, because they are very different. And I decided to do 10 chapters, because you can make maybe 5 chapters. Depends how you feel about it. But I felt that I have something more to say about business etiquette and the details that helped me to grow through my professional career, when I was working in the corporate office, and business travel, all of those things. So I divided the book in 10 chapters, and every day I was writing. You have to write every day, even if you write just one page. And this was it. Actually, I knew, no, the first day, let me tell you, I'm sorry. The first day I wrote down exactly what I want to say. Like the first chapter is going to be about this, the second chapter is going to be about that. So I had my chapters outlined, but I knew that might take me probably a little bit of time. And I think people shouldn't be listening to anyone, because I remember back in the day, someone told me, "Oh, how are you going to write a book? You know that this takes years." So
Oh
today,
boy.
yes, this is literally what people were telling me. And I'm so glad that I didn't listen, because I am not going to be, I'm not going to compete for a New York best-selling author. This is my first book, and it's more of a guide for the people to learn about etiquette. So this is what I did. For every chapter, and many authors do the same thing. They grab some kind of a quote from very, very, not just successful, but very wise people, or ancient philosophers, and something that matches your idea and your presentation. So from there, you can use pictures, because you want to emphasize the content, right? And basically, this is what I did. I put pictures, and I wrote every day. I sent it to an editor, and I think that in a couple of months the book was ready. And after that, I sent it to you. So when you're done with the first book, it's much easier to write the second one, because you know the process. The hardest part, I think, is just to go and do it.
To get started, huh?
To start it, I think that this is the hardest part, because many people think, oh my God, how am I going to write a book? It's just so much, and I don't, who am I to write a book? So I felt the same way. Who am I? But at the same time, we know many people, and they know more than us, but they never wrote a book. So I don't really know what they know.
Right. Yes.
Right, if you don't go there and do it, I might not be the best writer, but somebody is going to buy my book, because my book is there. Also is very important, because I've got a lot of clients, and I want to send them something. I like to send gifts to people, and when I send my own book, it's very authentic. It's mine. I sign it. I might not be the best, but it's mine, and you know me, and you know what you can get. And many people actually liked it.
Yeah. So
Um,
go on.
And I remember when I was looking for the covers, we know many sites that can help us about the covers, and they don't have to be very expensive. It is your book, it is your brand, it is your idea. And I remember that you were saying, "Oh, with this book, the first one, I don't really think that is, you had your own idea, but I had my own idea." So depends what you like. No one is going to tell you, no, you have to do it that way.
Right.
You might be talking about something, and you just put something completely different, but your connection is different. So yes, it's a great experience. I feel very accomplished because I wrote the book in the books.
Awesome. So I still want to dive in a little bit more to that writing process, because I think that's for so many people where they get stuck, right? They've got this
Yes.
great idea. They're already an expert in their field, but for whatever reason, they really get stuck in that writing process. So I just kind of want to talk more about, now that you've got 2 books under your belt, you've got this wisdom. Let's say that and I know that you're not quite ready to start on that 3rd book yet, but if you were, what would be your process from idea through, manuscript?
Oh, I even already have an idea about the 3rd book. I just I'm experimenting right now with the Zoom classes and everything. I'm trying to get the hang of it, because we're just in a completely different state
Right.
from
Yes.
days. And I'm not a very tech savvy. I'm not. So I'm learning a lot of things. And after that, probably I'll go and dive into a 3rd book. I already know what it's going to be about. So what I'm going to do when I decide to write my 3rd book, probably I'm going to just do the same thing. So it's going to be 10 chapters. And the first one, I'm going to probably indicate some kind of a very might be actually at this point, because this is my third book, I might include my own quote, because at this point, at this age, you already have some quotes
That's right.
figured
You're
out.
established. Absolutely.
So you don't really need to necessarily pick up somebody else's brain or to include somebody else's work. Also, I definitely will be writing every single day, because when you lose the link, when you lose the energy for this process, it's very difficult to get back into it. You have a momentum. So when you start doing it, you'll be surprised. I'm talking about the friends out there, if they're listening. You'll be surprised how easy it is, especially if you're a native English speaking person. For you, it's going to be much easier than for me, because my grammar is not as fluent as yours. So
and grammar doesn't matter. We can fix that in editing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But when people have a very large vocabulary, and I had to operate with much much limited language. So for them might be even more. Also, what I want to suggest, if it's something like as a guide, include your stories. Put stories in it, because if it's just something very plain, people won't be interested. So put your life in it. Be honest, be authentic. I don't really think that the made up stories, you can pick it up. That people are making up stories. But if it is your life, it is actually your book, because people want to see authenticity, how you see things from your angle. This is what I'm thinking. So also you have to have a nice title. When you have a nice title, it's very catchy. And how you told me, it has to be something really short, catchy, creating some kind of a thought in everyone's mind. And definitely has to be directing to what you're trying to project. Has to be well, if I'm talking about etiquette, obviously I'm not going to be putting something about plants, right? So it has to match, not to be too complicated, because believe it or not, first of all, people are not writing so much today, because people are not reading. So if your book is very long, I am telling you that no one is going to read it. Me personally, I have 2 teenagers, I have business, I have so many things right now. I have chickens too. So I'm very busy. So my book is going to be not longer than 120 pages, because someone before, expert about something else, was a coach, and they asked me, how long is going to be your book? Is it going to be the same like the previous book? I said yes, because people are going to try to why your book is not so long. Do you know that a Grant Cardone wrote a book which is that big? My book is huge. So his book is very small, but he has a lot of good content. So I am interested. So it has a lot to do with the content as well. So basically, let's put it together. You start your book, you divide it in chapters, you get your title short and sweet, and you have to have a subtitle explaining a little bit what the book is about. From there, include your quote, and be authentic, put your history, put your stories in it. What else? If possible, to use your own pictures, this could be great. For my second book, I didn't have the best pictures, but I said, you know what, this will never happen again, so I'll just include them, because some of the pictures from my experiences, I will never experience this again. And they're not the best. They were from my phone, but they're my own pictures. So I know that people will say, oh my God, they're so horrible. Well, it is what it is. Some of the pictures are from my mom's fine china, for example, and is a memory. It's great to write a book, and don't feel intimidated if your book is not very long. Also, self-publishing is great, because not everyone from the big publishers is going to publish you, and on top of that, they are going to restrict you what to talk about. And I don't want to be restricted. I want to put my heart, and I want to explain to people what took me from point A to point B. And I'm not a pretentious person, because I am probably worse than anybody else. I really, really didn't know even how to show to a networking event before, or I've never seen afternoon tea. I was so confused. I was so scared. Well, yes, because I saw all those trays and I'm seeing, oh my goodness, I look great. I was younger, they were talking about 20 years ago, but you're very presentable and you have the look, but you don't know what to do. I felt as I'm coming from some kind of a village, and I'm coming from the capital, well-educated individual, but without any social skills, no finishing schools. We didn't have that. So, wow. Yes.
So actually that kind of brings me to my next question, which I know for you're going to have a big answer to that, and that's the effects of having your book.
Yes. Well, I love that question a lot because how I said, first of all, you feel much more confident. You feel much more accomplished. You have something that is yours and is part of your legacy because, many people get surprised. Oh, you have a book. For them, it's surprising. Many people do have books, but many people don't. So don't be one of those people. I want to get something from you. I want to know you more. So when you have your own book, I will know more about you, So I think that the effect is very, very important. And for me personally, I love to send gifts to my clients and to my friends. And this is one of the things that is basically your business card today.
So has it helped you get business? Has it helped you get stages? Has it helped you get on TV? I mean, I know the answers to this.
Yes, exactly. So a little bit, because we can talk for so many hours. We're on the same page. Yes, when you've got the book, you have so many opportunities because every time you have a new book, you have a book in general.
Well, let's talk about some of your opportunities. I mean, the things that have happened to you since your books have come out. You have had one of the most amazing rises and trajectories that I have ever seen. I am in awe of you.
Oh, thank you. Well, yes, with my second book, I saw myself on the I forgot the name. I'm sorry. We were speaking at NASDAQ in an entrepreneurial conference, and my book with my face and everything, the cover of my book was on NASDAQ market site as all those brands, Nike, Grant Cardone, all those people. So it's something very memorable. And every time I get contacted by a producer from a TV show or anything, anywhere, they're very impressed because they even told me, oh, that's great that you have books, and they always present my books. So it is a great opportunity for me to tell them what it's all about. And when I tell them, oh, well, I have 2 books as well. They're international bestsellings. And they get really impressed because you know what is impressive? Just the fact that you are going to do it and you're going to be one of those 2%. I think that says a lot. Even if people say, oh, everybody has books. No, not everyone. I guess you're right, 2%. So yes, the books have been a tremendous help for my business.
And last year you spoke at Carnegie Hall.
Yes.
And I know. And I know that just even recently during the pandemic, I think out of everybody I know, you've probably done more Zoom interviews for television news than anybody else I know.
Yes, that's true. I actually, how I said, the first time I was on Zoom, I didn't really know much about Zoom, and was very stressful because I was hosting my own class, and I was waiting for the people to arrive, but they were waiting for me, and I was waiting with them.
Oh no!
So we learn all those things. So yes, every time I get invited, especially recently, I've done a lot of TV shows lately, and I had a radio show yesterday, and I sent it to the producer before my show, so he was very happy. And we don't even know each other. So when he gets, he downloaded, I think from, I think it was the freer, the cheaper version. And I said, no, I want to send you one. So I sent it to him. He got it before the interview. He said that he read it and he already knew a lot about me. So I think that that's great. I don't need to be talking for 1 hour and to explain to you who I am, because he already knows.
Nice. Very cool.
So
Would you say, why is it important for people to write their books or tell their stories?
well,
I mean, do you think it, well, or I suppose I should start by asking, do you think it's important for people to do it? And if so, why?
yeah, that's a great question. And for some reason, I was thinking about it earlier today, that we all have different stories. We might experience similar circumstances, right? But everyone has a completely different story, and everyone comes out completely in a completely different shape. So it is not only a marketing trick, because people will say, oh, today is very popular and very it's just a regular thing, you to be vulnerable, and people connect more to you, and you'll be more relatable. But you're relatable by the fact that you're a human and you experience different things. And because we are all humans, sometimes we might experience similar things, sometimes we might experience different things. I think that you have to show your vulnerable, you have to show how vulnerable sometimes you are, because if you are not a human, I don't really want to communicate much with you, because you don't want to communicate with robots,
Right.
You just want the authenticity and the energy and the connection. So the story is very, very crucial. And I know that people even take classes to tell their story, because they're very intimidated. They feel scared. They feel threatened. But actually, your story is your story, and you have to tell what is happening. Maybe not to the world, but why not?
Yeah.
Story
Oh,
is
you
very
cut out.
crucial.
There you go. You cut out. We had a little delay there in the end there.
Oh,
So what advice do you have for other experts who have been thinking about it, who want to publish a book, but I don't
I
know
think
why they
that
are not?
how people say you can take the horse to the water, but you cannot make the horse drink the water. So the thing is that if you have an idea, I think that the best way to express it is to write a book. At the same time, during quarantine, you have so much time. So this cannot be your excuse. And everything is so simple. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It is not complicated at all, because you don't want to compare yourself with, for example, Steinbeck. You're not writing stories that you are going to write about you. You're going to write about your business. Especially if it's about business, you have to have a book. I need to know briefly what you're going to teach me. So especially use this time during quarantine to write your book, because this is the best time. Otherwise, eventually the quarantine is going to be over, and we will be
Totally.
again in the rat race, right? We're
Yeah.
going to be driving everywhere, having meetings. So now is the best time.
So back to you. What are you doing these days? I mean, aside from thinking of your next book, but I saw that you have some online etiquette classes going on.
Yes,
What other things are you doing?
that's actually, thank you for this question. So what I'm doing, eventually, I actually started missing people a lot, because you remember probably that I used to like to go to events. I like to congregate with my friends, to meet people, to dress, and, to have your life going on, because we're always very busy. So now I decided that I'm on a mission to take this thing out of 2020 through etiquette, because there's so many bad things happening around that if I don't stay focused on something positive, I'll probably lose my mind. Especially I have my kids all the time here. I'm constantly cooking, and there is no change basically. So what I decided, I'm meeting my friends or people that I've never met in my life from all over the world. We do, and most of my trainings are free. because I want everyone to be able to come. And if you want to know more about afternoon tea, please be my guest. If you want to know more about dining experience, international fine dining, we talk about beautiful things, fairy tale, caviar, champagne, something to take you out of this misery. You don't even need to pay. Also is good for you because not in general for people, because you network with people on a international or from the international arena. I had so far people from Canada, the Caribbean, from Russia, from Bulgaria, from so many different places, and they come to my class. I don't even take the mute off, because if anyone has questions, they can communicate. They exchange emails. You never know. You want to meet. This is a part of a networking event as well, and I send them gifts too. So I want to make their life easier. It's about entertainment. It's not even about business etiquette.
Where can people find out more about you and your courses?
Actually, it's on my business page, but you can you can go on my website as well, manorofmanners.com. MANOROFMANNERS.com.
Okay, I'm just going to put this up on the screen real quick. I'm going to try to anyhow. Hey, it worked. There you go. Did I spell that right? That's the first time I've used that feature. So, Manor of Manners. Yeah, I should have put it in camel case.
I love your picture too.
Did I spell it correctly there? Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
It's using the YouTube button, I guess. So so Manor of Manners. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Well, I actually hope that everyone stays safe and healthy, and use your common sense. And the reason why I know maybe some people will say, why do we need to know about etiquette and manners when it's during the pandemic, during quarantine? Well, the basic reason why is because after the quarantine, we still want to have a few friends left.
Yeah.
So we don't want to, we are all on edge. Everybody is very, very stressed. Even if most of us staying at home, this is also not the healthiest way possible mentally, because you don't really have anything else. You are restricted. You cannot really shake the hand of your friend. You cannot give them a hug. You don't know how they're going to react, so don't do it.
Yeah.
So little things like that, and it's just a stressful year, very different, always very bad news. So that's why I think this is basically what I wanted to share. Stay safe and healthy, and we got that.
Yeah, and guys, go over and check out Maryanne's website, Manor of Manners. You can pick up her books. You can also find them on Amazon. Posh Overnight, which is social etiquette, and the Sharpest Soft Skill, which is business etiquette. Let's see if I can frame both of them on the camera there. There we go.
Perfect.
Can't quite get them straight, but yeah, definitely, guys, go and check that out. It's a really easy read, and I think that you're gonna learn some things that you might have already known but not really known, and some things that you're like, oh wow, I had no idea. For example, I had no idea that you're supposed to pass the salt and the pepper together. I always just pass the salt because I don't like pepper. So there's an example of a small thing that I learned through Maryanne's books that I never even knew I didn't know. And if you'll just indulge me for 1 second, I'm going to get my own little promo in here. Go, and you can read more Maryanne as well. There is a chapter. Maryanne was gracious enough to do an interview with me for my book, Book It, which you can download on my website. Thank you. Yeah, so you can download this on my website for free. Just go to my website, expertbook4u.com, expertbook4u.com, and you can download a free copy of Book It. So, and of course, be sure to go over to Amazon and pick up Maryanne's books. Maryanne, thank you so much for coming and educating us and sharing your writing process with us and helping make it a little bit more a little bit less overwhelming. I think that's really what helps. When people see, oh, this person did it this way, this person did it that way, I think that it just starts to make it a little bit less overwhelming to imagine yourself being able to write that book. So I really appreciate
Thank
you
you so
coming
much for
in.
having me. Thank you so
And
much. Excuse me.
yeah, thanks. And before I sign off, is there anything else that you want to put out there that I forgot to ask about or anything?
I just want to suggest to people that they shouldn't be looking at anyone else's work. They have to do their own thing. Authenticity is everything, and I teach that as well. Be yourself. You might not be the best, but you'll be surprised. You'll be even better than the people that are the best, but they never wrote a book. So this is it. Just do it.
Thank you. Yes, I agree.
Thank you
It,
so
it
much.
that really is it. I mean, jump in, dive in, and just do it. So, on that note, everybody have a great weekend. Maryanne, thank you again for joining us. And pick up Maryanne's books on Amazon. Download my book, Lots of Instructions, on Expert Book for You. Have a great weekend and go forth and bookify. Bye, guys.
Yes. Bye-bye.